What's up, people of YouTube? This is Troy here, bringing you guys another top 10 to my channel. Actually, it's a top 15 this week, which doesn't happen very often. I've only got a few of those on my channel, but I really genuinely enjoy making top 10. So this week's top 10, top 15, whatever you want to call it, is the top 15 most wanted variants of mine. So these are variants that I really want throughout the lifespan of Advanced Warfare, and here recently, variants that I have seen within the game that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get my hands on that. This gun just looks amazing, or I picked it up off of someone and it plays so nice and so smooth. So that is what I decided to make this list of variants for you guys. And just to let you guys know beforehand, before I get started, there are a total of 19 variants on this list. 4 of them are honorable mentions, which we will get to at the end of this video. And also, I want to know what your guys' top 15, top however many variants you guys really like from Advanced Warfare. I want to know that down in the comment section. And also, please feel free to leave a comment down there telling me what you want to see in the coming weeks of top 10s. Next week, I have another top 10 planned out already, but after that, I want to know what you guys have to say about upcoming videos regarding my top 10s. Anyways, comment down below. Moving on here. At number 15, we have the IMR Bore Strike. It's got a +1 damage, -2 accuracy, -1 fire rate, and +2 range. My friend just actually unlocked the Bore Strike on his Advanced Warfare, and he really enjoys it. He thinks it would be a good setup for Search. We like to play Search and Destroy quite a bit, so you might see gameplay, from him in the future on my channel, possibly. I don't know, but he really likes it. I've picked it up one time off of the body on Detroit when I was playing, and it was really good. I was one-bursting people left and right. This happened a while back, and I've just never gotten the chance to unlock it. Moving on to number 14, we have the SN6 the Third. The SN6 the Third has +1 damage, +2 range, and then -3 mobility. So mobility isn't really that big of a deal, because I think I'm correct here when I say this. Mobility is your ADS time, like when you're aim down sights, how much you can move left and right while aim down sights, what your speed is moving left and right. So that's not that important with an SMG, especially considering it has a highish fire rate and the damage is boosted. So I feel like the SN6 the Third would be amazing. This is one of the guns in the game that I have never ever had the chance to mess around with. I've never gotten to pick it up or anything like that. I've never even seen anybody use it, but I hear really good things about it. I hear that it's better than the SN6 Money, so I really want this, but at the same time, we all know that the SN6 weapon itself just isn't a very good gun. Moving on to number 13, we have the KF5 Breakneck. People love this gun, and I really want it, but my desire to have this weapon just seems to slowly die out every time I open a new supply drop, and it's just kind of like it just fades away for me. I have some friends who have it and they don't really care for it too much, but I think that it's a really good gun. I feel like if you were to use extended mags and a quick draw and a foregrip, it would be amazing. It's got -1 accuracy, but it's got +3 fire rate, guys. +3 fire rate. I think that this gun would be insane in like some hardpoint matches or some close range kill confirm maps like Detroit and things like that. I feel like this gun would really excel in those areas. Moving on to number 12, we have the ASM-1 Strider. Once again, I have a couple friends who think that the ASM-1 Strider would be a really good gun, but I've also heard really negative things about it. It's got +1 damage, -3 accuracy, and +2 range. These friends, or at least one of them, he actually has the speakeasy, but he doesn't like to use it. He doesn't care for the speakeasy, and I don't understand how. That's really strange for me, but he wants the Strider so bad, and I just don't get it. And you unlock it at like 30th prestige, but I really want this gun just because I feel like the +1 damage and the +2 range on top of adding on advanced rifling would make this gun really good. And I know the +1 damage doesn't do as much as you would think it does. It's kind of like a shock factor, like maybe you flinch a little bit more. It doesn't really add a whole less bullet to kill them with, but it's just, I feel like it would be really useful. But that -3 accuracy kind of hinders it in a lot of ways, so it's just one of those guns you'd have to use to find out if you really like it. At number 11, we have the ARX-160 Damnation. Now, I'm just going to throw this out there, guys. The statistics on this weapon are not all that great, aside from the fact that it's got some pretty good accuracy and it's got some pretty good range, which I do like having high accuracy. And I already have like a 21% accuracy with the ARX-160. That's the Steel Bite, because I have that variant. So I feel like I would excel with this gun, even though it is -1 damage and -1 fire rate and -1 handling, but I don't think that it would make that much of a difference. But my main purpose from wanting this gun is, one, It's called the Damnation. Like, come on, that is the coolest name in the entire game. It's called the Damnation. And number 2, it just looks amazing. Look at it, it is sick. It is one of the coolest looking guns in all of Advanced Warfare, and I really wish that was in my supply drop. Moving on to number 10, we have the STG-44. It's got +1 fire rate and -1 accuracy. So the fire rate would make this gun really good. I hear it plays a lot like an AK-47, so if you give it a boosted fire rate and then you drop the accuracy a little bit, you might hurt with the accuracy, and the iron sights aren't that great on the STG-44, but this is the only variant I want of the STG-44. But when you add that fire rate and you make the fire rate just a little bit better, it just kind of has that advantage over some of the other guns. It puts it in like another category. Moving to number 9, we have the AK-12 hair trigger. So the AK-12 hair trigger is a enlisted variant. It's not a DLC gun. You guys are probably thinking I'm kind of crazy, but it's really, really good. My friend has it. I've used it off of his dead body, and it's like a laser beam. So it is one of the best AK-12 variants. There is an AK-12 variant for the... There's an AK-12 variant called the RIP, which you guys all know about. There's the finger trap, which you guys probably know about, and then there's this. These are the 3 best variants. And I absolutely despise the finger trap. I think that gun is really, really bad. And I have the royalty version of it too, so that, you know, that kind of makes me sad. It's kind of like a waste of space, but whatever. I really wish I could get this AK-12. Moving on to number 8, we have the MP11 Goliath. The MP11 Goliath, I actually unlock here within a level or so. I get it for hitting 17th Prestige, which is really, really exciting. I picked this up off of someone's dead body when I was on a pretty high kill streak on the map Riot, and I just went on another 10 kill streak with it. And it's really good. And the best part about it, guys, was it had really, really crappy attachments. It's got +3 damage, and it's got -3 handling. Okay, so I mean, even though it's got some crappy handling, who cares? I mean, it's got a 6 handling at that point, and it's got, or no, it doesn't have a 6 handling. It has, I don't know what it's got for handling, guys, but it's got -3 handling. It's got +3 damage. The damage definitely makes up for what you're losing, and yeah. So in essentially every Call of Duty game, guys, I have really liked AK-47s, the feel of them especially, and I like the Black Ops 1 AK-47. It was just so clean, it was so nice and pretty, and I was really excited when we found out that we were getting an AK-47 variant within Advanced Warfare. So I really want this legendary AK-47 Gravedigger. The camo alone looks sick. It's got a +1 accuracy, +1 handling, and -1 mobility. So the stats aren't too much different from the base weapon, and they're not too bad either. So like, it doesn't really decrease the value of the gun, but the camo alone looks really good. The fact that it's an AK-47 makes me want it really, really bad. So moving on to the next one. At number 6, we have the ARX-160 Steel Bite, which I already have. It's got a -1 fire rate, -2 accuracy, and a +3 damage. I'm pretty sure +3 damage just knocks a complete bullet kill off of the overall bullets to kill. And so at certain ranges, of course. And so I've got a really good accuracy with this gun. I think it's like 21% or something like that. So imagine what it would be if the accuracy was normal. So it's just what it shows on here alone doesn't affect me when I'm using the gun in game. I can only imagine what it would be like otherwise. I really like this gun. It's one of my strongest guns. It's one of the guns that I am the best within Advanced Warfare, and I'm really glad that I got it. Moving on to number 5, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, guys. We have the BAL-27 Inferno, also a weapon that I have. It has a +1 fire rate. It's got +2 handling, and it's got -3 mobility. Once again, mobility is not that big of an issue because it's left to right while ADSing, and so that's, you know, that's kind of important with an assault rifle, but not really. Also, the handling is pretty good. It's improved. It's nice. And then the fire rate is the most crucial part about this weapon. With the increased fire rate and it already having a fast fire rate, it kind of turns it into an SMG assault rifle, more so than it already is by default. Moving on to number 4, we have the HBRA-3 Insanity. This gun is just, it's beautiful. It looks good. It plays good. It's smooth. It's just, we're getting into the guns where it's like you can't really decide which gun you want to use when you have the option. You know, it's just, it's got an increased fire rate, which is really, really nice. I don't have the stats pulled up on my screen. I could not find them for the life of me for some reason, but this gun is one of the best guns in the game. Anybody out there who has it, consider yourself extremely lucky. I wished I had it. Hopefully someday I will. But moving on to the next one, we have the ASM-1 Speakeasy. Everybody knows the Speakeasy. Everybody wants it. It's got a +2 fire rate, it's got -1 damage, and it's got increased range with that extremely large magazine. So that kind of all just works out really smooth. My friend, like I said, he has a speakeasy. He doesn't care to use it too much for whatever reason. I'm not 100% sure, but I wish he could just hand it to me because I would use it all the time. I don't really have an SMG that I'm deeply in love with at this point within the game, and I mean, the game's life cycle is almost over. So moving on to number 2, this one might shock you a little bit, but I have this gun. It is a Battle 27 Obsidian Steed. Yes, it is at number 2. It's got +2 damage, -1 accuracy, -1 fire rate, -1 handling, and +1 mobility. So this gun is godlike. It is, if not one of the best variants, if not the best variant. But right now, since this is a top 15 variants that I want the most as of right now. At number 1, we have the AK-12 RIP. The AK-12 RIP has +2 accuracy, +1 damage, and -1 mobility. You're not losing essentially anything there at all. I guess you are losing a little bit of ammunition, but that doesn't really matter. You can put dual mags and extended mags. I wouldn't use dual, but you can do it that way if you would prefer. But you can use extended mags, quick draw, and a foregrip, and this gun would just be unstoppable. Anyways, guys, that is the top 15 that I have for you. But before we go, I'm going to mention my honorable mentions here. And we have the HBRE3 Bear Fist, the ARX-160 Hole Puncher, the IMR Thunder Tusk, and the SN6 Money. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to leave a comment down below telling what you want to see in the future and other things that you would like to see on my channel, top 10, so on and so forth. Let's try and get this video to 8 likes if we can. I would really appreciate that. Remember to like and subscribe. The video see on the screen the last time I made, and deuces.